Hey y'all, I am I'm Brian, and welcome to episode 3 of Truck Tales. Now before we get into today's story, you, the see-you-laters, I need your help. Something. Now, I was inspired by a vlog made by fellow vlogger Kim Trumbo. She asked her troopers to help her come up with a name for her drone. And so I decided to do something similar. So you, the see-you-laters, here's the thing. Help me come up with a name, a female name, for my CB radio, alright? Let me know, give me suggestions in the comments below, and whatever name I think fits the best, I will reveal it in next week's episode. Alright, with that out of the way, on with today's story. Now, I've been hyping this up on my Instagram, my Facebook page, and in the Facebook group Vlogging #Life. Today's story, I am going to tell you all the story about how my friends and I got together and became known as L.X.G. Alright, here we go. For those of you, if you've been watching my vlog since day one, you go to my second vlog, Super Bowl Party, right? And I introduce you all to my friends, Levi, Justin, Kirby, Stacey, Josh. In that vlog, I briefly discuss L.X.G and I show off my friends and our little hangout, clubhouse, whatever you want to call it, you know, that kind of deal. And if you haven't seen that vlog, I'll be sure to put a link in the description below for you all to go view that one. That way you can get a little feel of what I'm about to talk about here. So anyway, here it goes. At the time, me and my friends, we didn't hang out as much like we do now, you know? And growing up as a kid, I always wanted to be part of my own little group. Have a cool moniker for it, you know, and that way when I got old and I looked back at it, I said, yep, I was in there, you know, that kind of deal. And so, at the time, you know, me and my friend Kirby, of course, and Justin and Levi and Stacey, I wanted to start a group with these guys, you know, and Facebook and everything. I started a little private page and everything. I started a little private page, a little private group, that way nobody could see it except fellow members. And I studied up and everything, and I made sure, you know, they all knew each other. And coincidentally, they did, because I didn't want to start a group with just a bunch of people and fellow members didn't even know each other. That would have been very, very weird, I guess. Of course, you know, hey, make new friends, but that, you know, that kind of deal. But good thing they all knew each other, and I started a group with these guys, and it was just us, with us 5. Now, at the time, before we were L.X.G, we were called the Six Pack. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can you have a 6-pack if you don't have a 6th member? Well, we tried that. So, at the time, it was just us 5 and everything, and me and Kirby, we were just struggling to find a 6th member. We didn't know who to have part of this thing, and we were just having no luck and everything. We were just like, screw it. Forget 6-pack. We'll just be Wolfpack. So, we dubbed ourselves the Wolfpack, and it was just us 5, right? It was just us 5. And it was really great. And where I got the idea, the name the Wolf Pack, of course, I watched a lot of Hangover in the past, and if you watch WCW, you remember that old NWO group, the Wolf Pack, with Kevin Nash and Sting and Luger and Macho, Conan, that kind of deal. So we were the Wolf Pack, and it was kind of cool because everybody, you know, they all started liking it and everything. They thought it was really cool to have, you know, to be in a clique and everything, and, you know, that kind of deal. And we all hung out and stuff. And we were Wolfpack for quite a few months, actually. And at the time, you know, we actually all talked about, you know, wanting to get all kinds of stuff for this thing. Get hats, t-shirts and tattoos and all. Speaking of the tattoos, at the time we all got we were all going to get 4-leaf clovers, 4-leaf clover tattoos on our body and everything. Only 2 people have done that thus far, Levi and Justin. I was gonna do it, but of course, the tattoo shop down here in my town, the people there, not really nice people. And so, I've kind of held off on that a little bit. You know, after a while, me and Kirby and Levi at the time suggested a name change. And this is where this comes in. Because Kirby asked, why are we called the Wolf Pack if the 4-leaf clover is our emblem? Wouldn't we have gotten matching wolves? And Levi brought that up with me, and I kind of agreed. Now, I was a little hesitant at first, but then after a while, I started digging the name. And I really didn't think of it as a name change. I thought of it more as an upgrade. Because think about it. We went from a pack of dirty, stinky, smelly, flea-infested wolves to a league of extraordinary gentlemen. So yeah, and I remember telling myself and the others, it's like, yeah, we'll always be a pack of dirty, stinky, smelly, flea-infested wolves in spirit. You know, we'll always be wolf pack in spirit, but now we're a league of extraordinary gentlemen. I know. And of course, people, if you don't know what that is, the name comes from the movie with Sean Connery. And before it was a movie, it was actually a comic book series, for those of you who don't know. And the reason behind the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Levi told me and pointed out that the fellow members and myself were all extraordinary in our own special way. For example, I'm good with cameras and computers, right? Kirby's good with handling guns. Justin is good with vehicles. Levi's good at poker and playing cards, and Stacey is a master at billiards, right? So, after that, boom, we were officially dubbed the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Throughout the thing, we started bringing in more kind of cool things for this group, like our hand signal, you know, or handshake, you know. And for those of you who don't know, yeah, if you watch wrestling, the NWO wolf head sign, but for those of you who don't know, it's actually a Turkish wolf, Turkish mafia sign. But me and the L.X.G guys, we use this as our hand signal and our handshake, and like what we do is we like put our elbows together, then we like blow up the things, and that's kind of our handshake deal. And at the time, you know, we were all coming up with cool names for places to hang out, you know? Like, for example, over at Levi and Josh's parents' house, the place that we hung out at the Super Bowl party, that's L.X.G headquarters. Like, that's the main hangout, the hillbilly hangout. That's what Levi calls it. But that's kind of cool, you know, in a way. And then if we go to Justin's parents' place, we call that the Wolfpack Ranch. Example, you know, Wolfpack in spirit. And when we hang out at Stacey's house to play pool, we call it Hendon Hall. You know, that kind of deal. So it's not just me. All fellow members of this thing, we've all incorporated some kind of, all thrown in, brought something to the table to make this group even more extraordinary than it already is. But it's so cool because, you know, these guys, they are like some of the best friends I could ever ask for, you know? And they are just amazing people, and later on down the road, I want to put them in more of my vlogs coming up here soon, so you people will get to learn more about them and get to know them a little more. And so my question for the day is, to you people out there, do you and your friends have a little certain group, a clique, or that kind of deal? You know, and do you have a special moniker for your little group? You know, a special name for your group? That kind of deal. Like, say, hey, if, for example, if you and 2 other friends hang out, you call yourself the 3 Musketeers, or that kind of deal. Just let me know in the comments below. Just let me know, just because I'm curious about this kind of stuff. I love hearing stuff like this. But anyway, folks, that is how me and my friends got together and became known as L.X.G. Folks, I believe that about does it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed the story, and you know the routine. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, whatever, and I hope you've all enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next week, same time, same 20. Over and out.
See ya.